So we just quickly go through the today's agenda. We're going to talk about the running campaigns using mbox Wi-Fi solutions, particularly with our HSG gateway solution. We're going to continue with the use one of our technical setup. The objective of this session is not to be technical, but we just want to use the existing setup to elaborate how the campaigns are done. And this is also how it is typically set up in a live customer environment. So we have a HSG as a gateway here, and it can be in any customer environment with a HSG. And there's a MAP, and you can be any other customer third-party AP as well. But of course, with HSG and our own MAP together being a fully integrated solution, the AP will be managed by the HSG with the controller sitting inside, and all the intelligent Wi-Fi roaming, load balancing features are automatically controlled by the HSG. And here is the physical setup. So we have the HSG and we have the AP, and the AP is directly connected to the HSG with a power injector. So the main agenda for today is we are going to talk about the running campaigns using HSG solutions and the full suite of mbox. Then the first thing is we'll demonstrate the live ads injection capabilities, so that when a user who comes to the Wi-Fi, they will be receiving an ads. And for the technical guys, I just want to show you the configuration, a bit of picture in the configuration. So we have configured the ads injection script, and we have rewrite HTTP request to a local service port, so that the injection script can be inserted into the HTTP browsing session. And if you need to know more details about ads injection, you can refer to our online documentation, just to search ads injection. But there will be a lot more details on how to set up ads injection and how it works. So I have already configured the AP and HSG. I'll just go straight to the live demo, and just going to hook onto off my Wi-Fi. vMaintain is what we have configured here. And if I start to browse, let's say Yahoo, so we'll be asked to log in, and I'm going to log in with Facebook. And because I have already entered my Facebook credentials earlier, so I'm not asked to log in again. So what I want to show you now is, in case, let's say I log out, and if I didn't, the first time when you try to log in, you'll be asked to enter your Facebook credentials to get access. But just be assured that your Facebook credentials will not be stored here. It's just there's an open API between our HSG and Facebook, so that once you put in the correct credential, and then Facebook will tell us, hey, this user is authenticated, and please let him to connect. So this is the first time when you try to connect. So I'm going to log in with my personal Facebook account. I'm going to have to hide to enter my own personal password. And so it is logged in now. So once it's logged in, if we go to the HSG UI, you will actually see that there's a user being added into the HSG. The user basically is the public profile info that we grab from Facebook. Okay, so once you have the user profile being captured and stored in the database, then the next thing is we can actually use the contacts we have to run campaigns. As you can see, in minimum, when you log in with Facebook, you grab their email and the name. And so these are the profiles you can capture. And there's a few other public profile that you allow people to see. So once we have that, then we can group them. Then we can start to run campaigns. So I only have myself logged in at this stage. And if you can see, I'm actually logged in. So I'm going to ask my colleague to log in so we can have another user been logged in as well. So we can do a grouping, put them into two different groups, and we're going to have different run campaigns to different targeted groups. Just give us a moment. And she's logged in, and let me just try to show that. Okay, so there's a user logged in, and we go to the Facebook. I go to the user list, and there's a new user added automatically. So we have the user being, so these are the user that we pull from the Facebook public profile, the name and the contacts and email address. Then we go to the groups, and we create groups. So let's say mail. Then just give a description group for mails. Then we can say there's a lot of criteria for you to group the users so that you can run campaigns based on country, and based on gender, based on age, based on different criteria. So let's say I want to create a group that is specifically grouping the males and the men, so that I can promote my sports shoes, for example. And gender and is equal to male. I'm going to add this. Okay, so I'm going to create another group called female. Group for females. Okay, another gender is equal to female. You can add and create. So I have two. You can create as many groups as you want based on the criteria that you are interested to know. You can set many criteria. Even within the same group, you can have many criteria. So we continue with the earlier explanation. So we were setting up groups we have already logged in with 2 users using Facebook account. Then we're setting up group profiles to group them into different and targeted groups for running campaigns later. So the setting up the group profiles, you can there's a lot of criteria you can use, and there's a lot of it's a little bit technical, but it's not too technical, so it's quite easy to understand. For example, gender equals to male or female, a country, and if you have a lot of users, for example, in some of our customer venues, they have like 100,000 users over a six month period of time. So there's a lot of users from all over the place, so you can put them into different groups, and you can combine multiple criteria even within the same group. So for example, if I want to say, okay, male and Singapore country is Singapore only, then you can just add that means Singapore males, and you can combine different criteria. You can say operator can be or and. If you say male from Singapore only, so that means your combined is male, and also the country has to be from Singapore, so you will be using and. So if you use or, so that means if you match one of the criteria, the user will fall into this group. So basically, I've created two groups based on the criteria to group the user. So we can say automatically the user, this user fall into female, and this is we pin, so it's a lady, and male, and that's me. So automatically the users are grouped into the respective groups. So now we want to run campaigns for for our target group of users. So you can run email, SMS, and social media. We are adding in a few other ways of running campaigns to the users. So it depends on this is also depending on what are the info you can capture from the user. So that's where you can make use of our template to specify the user info you can capture from the user. Particularly, if you're using social media, it very much depends on the API, and also depends on the social media site that what are the info that were released to you. But if you use self-registration ways to collect user info, you can, you have the option to choose what are the parameters you want users to enter. So you can say, now I'm running an email campaign. You can select mail groups. Okay, add. You can add additional email here. Let's say copy to yourself so that you know what you're sending to the user. Let's say latest promotion on sports shoes, for example. Hi guys, we are the latest sports shoes are here. Come and check it out. So you basically, because you just want to send a message to males only. Only those guys would be interested. So you can also, there's a lot of text. This is a very comprehensive text editor for you to customize the message. So then you can click on send. So after the message has been sent, you will be in the campaign logs. You can also see the messages from here. And so now I'm going to check out my own personal mailbox. So this is my own mailbox. So I'm actually receiving exactly the same message that has been sent from the HSG mail campaign. So I'm actually receiving the email. Just to double check, this is my personal email. Just try to zoom in, zoom out a bit to make it clearer. Yeah. So this is basically how the targeted campaigns works. Then again, this is a very simple illustration just to show you how you can create groups, and once you capture the users profiles and you use grouping to put them into different groups, then you can run campaigns to the targeted groups. The other one I wanted to share is the injection ads. We have enabled the injection ads as we explained earlier. So let's say if you are browsing, the injection ads is a little bit depends on a lot, because it just comes out every a few minutes as a pop-up. Sometimes, okay, so I got a pop-up ads. So this is basically the injection ads. As I'm browsing Yahoo, Finance Yahoo, and this ads comes from the injection network. As you can see, the injection ads is basically overlaying on top of my screen. It doesn't cut off my connection. So if I want to proceed further, I just you can, if you're interested in the ads, you just click on it. It will direct you to the detail of the campaign. Or if you're not interested, just close and you can continue your browsing, and your connection is still live, so you're still connected. You're not being kicked out. So that's how the live campaigns works for the injection ads. And we have also talked about the groupings. And if you look at today's so the other one I want to show you is the landing URL redirection based on your profile. So by default, for example, I'm actually, once I log in, I get a status message to show that I'm actually connected, and this is what time and how long the session. But if you want to use this, you want to redirect them to a promotional URL, campaign URL to, you know, to grab their interest, you can actually configure here. Just as you can see, when the user has been added into the system, they are automatically attached to a profile here. And so what you do is you basically set a URL, you create a profile if it's not there yet. Just make sure it's not there. Okay. So, and then you add a URL of that landing URL that you want the user to see after they log in. So I'm actually, let's say I want to bring them to finance. Well, maybe I want to see them to RunSnake website. Okay, so I'm logged in, and I'm going to log out myself for. So I'm going to log in again. Okay, so I'm going to, just to check my status. Okay, I'm logged out and try to log in again. If I click on login with Facebook now, I will not be asked to enter my Facebook credential again, because it's been cached in the browser. Remember earlier, I already entered once, unless I clear my browser history. And in this case, I'll just click to log in, and so I save the hassle. So this time now, I'm actually automatically redirected to the landing URL that we have configured in our profile setting. So instead of going to the default URL, you can actually redirect them to whichever campaign URL you want the users to see. Okay, so we will stop here today.